Hi everybody, please subscribe to our channel. I wanted to make a quick video about the surface of a whelping box and can it be used to prevent hip dysplasia. You almost never see hip dysplasia in wolves. Here's a litter of wolf pups in their den, and notice the ground. Is it smooth and or rough? You noticed how the ground is not very smooth and completely uneven, and that's the same kind of surface in their den. Do you notice wolf pups having hip dysplasia? The answer is no. In nature, we don't find canines having much incidence of hip dysplasia. So why do we find it in our domestic dogs? I feel the flooring of a whelping box, if it mimics the flooring of a den, can have an effect on hip dysplasia. Please read the description, and there's an article on this and many other sites regarding hip dysplasia.
I'm in the middle of cleaning out this whelping box, and I thought I'd make this video about a topic you don't see mentioned often, or at least I haven't found it. You see these grooves in the plastic, like little triangles, like a rubber tire almost. And notice I had what I had here before, which is a smooth rubber surface. And of course the main point of a rubber flooring in a whelping box is to prevent the pee from permeating through the wood and making it unusable. But since Bailey chewed up these pretty much out of frustration anyhow, I needed to get a new cover for the floor of the whelping box, and rather than going smooth again, I went for this design. Yes, Bailey, you're talking about you here. Okay, Bailey. We're gonna put the puppies back in a minute. We're gonna put the puppies back in a minute. Yes, beauty. We're gonna put the puppies back in a minute. Anyhow, the reason I brought up this whole weave pattern here is that I read a study that in the wild, when wolves make a den for their pups, it's not a smooth surface like this. It's a grippy surface that when they're pushing against it to reach up with the mother's nipples, if she's feeding in a standing up position versus a lying down position, they have something to grip against and push against. You see that, how I'm doing it with my hand? Now, hip dysplasia is laxity of the hip joint. So if they have a very smooth surface to push against, they are moving on their hips. Well, they can't quite stand yet, and the surface gives them no resistance. Now obviously there's a genetic component to hip dysplasia, and you have to eliminate that through O.F.A hip x-rays or pen hip or whatever your preferred hip testing methodology is. But there's also a component where during their raising phase, when they're in a den, they need to grip against something as they are learning to walk. Not something smooth, but something very grippy like. And of course I covered this with the puppy pads for the wee-wee to be absorbed by the puppy pads. But those are changed out frequently, but in the meantime there's openness here in this area because, you know, it's paper, it rolls up and it moves around. But while those absorb the top layer urine, there still has to be a hard surface that they grip on when they're standing. And I thought this is an important thing to emphasize, as this helps prevent hip dysplasia. And I thought other breeders would benefit from this idea. So I thought I'd make this video. Okay guys, I might include a portion with that study linked where that was described in the description. Take care. Oh, subscribe to our channel.